I want to learn your abilities.
Sure. What do you want to know? I can't teach you anymore. You're too good. That's better. You've forgotten a lot since then, but we'll get it back.
Nothing there.
Hey, you, come here.
What is it?
On your way to the city, and really busy too. Listen, you look like a smart guy to me. I bet you'll go far in life. You're certainly nobody's fool, I could see that right away. Say, you'd probably like to earn a few gold coins, wouldn't you?
Cut the crap. Tell me what you want.
You see, that's exactly what I mean. Nobody gets anywhere with you just by using pretty words. I knew it. I'm dealing with a tough businessman here. You're a businessman and certainly interested in a small addition to your purse, aren't you?
Why not?
You'll have to forgive an ignorant old seaman. I'm a stranger in these parts and I don't really know all the rules. So I had to find out the hard way that traveling strangers aren't welcome in the harbor city. Now I'm standing here with no idea how I'm supposed to get into the city. I have some extremely important business to conduct and my client won't tolerate a delay, you see. You'll help me find a way to get past the city guard, won't you?
About the city guards.
Yes, got an idea?
They should let you pass if you're wearing these farmer's clothes.
That's just what I need. Man, I knew I could count on you. Nobody will bother me disguised as a local yokel. Excellent. You did really well. Here's your promised reward.
What? 50 measly gold coins? You can't be serious.
Gold isn't everything, my friend. Take them for now. I have the feeling that we'll be seeing one another soon. And who knows, maybe I'll return the favor. Look after yourself.
Nothing there.
Is that you? Really? Man, am I glad to see you.
Lester, how did you get here?
That was a crazy escape. After the barrier exploded, I wandered around the area for a while in total confusion. Then I spent days fighting my way through these woods until I finally found this valley here. Diego, Milton, and Gorn are still in the Valley of Mines. At least, I think so.
What happened?
After the Sleeper was defeated, the entire Brotherhood lost their minds. Without their master, they were all just empty husks.
And you? What about you?
It was the same for me. I had nightmares and even hallucinations. But once my head was more or less clear again, I ran for it. Once, I thought I saw a huge black shadow pounce on a group of fugitives and burn them all up in a giant cloud of fire. At that moment, I really thought a dragon had come to kill me.
Did you see anything else?
No, I took to my heels and ran.
I'm on my way to Corinus. What do you know about the town?
Corinus? Well, it's a seaport. Nothing special. Why do you ask?
I must go and see the paladins who are said to be in town.
Really? They won't even let you into the town. And certainly not to where the paladins are.
Do you have any suggestions how I could get into town?
I certainly do. I worked for an old alchemist named Constantino some time ago. He has great influence in the city, and he's instructed the guards at the gate to let anyone through who can sell him rare herbs. So it's quite easy, really. You collect a large bunch of the plants that grow here all over the place, and then you pretend you're working for Constantino, and in you go. But don't collect a mix of this and that. The guards aren't all that bright, and they know nothing about alchemy. The bundle needs to look good to them if you want to get through. I think that 10 specimens of the same kind of plant should do the trick.
Thanks for the hint. How long have you been hiding out in this valley?
I don't know exactly. A week, maybe? But there's one more thing. When I came here in the evening, I took a look up on the mountain, and there were only a few trees there. And when I looked the next morning, that tower was there. I could have sworn it wasn't there before. Since then, I haven't left the valley.
You mean Zardas's tower? I knew he was powerful, but creating a tower just like that...
Zardas the Necromancer? He lives in that tower? I don't know if I like that.
Don't worry, he's the one who rescued me from the Sleeper's Temple. He's on our side. You need to tell Zardas about the shadow. It could be important.
You don't think it was my imagination? You mean there really was a...
Dragon, yes.
You're getting into the thick of it again, am I right?
I shouldn't say in the thick of it. Not yet.
Well, good. If it's so important, then I'll go see him. But not now. For the moment, I'm going to rest. I'm still exhausted after the escape from the penal colony. I think you've got big plans. I'll see you later at Zardas's.
Halt! You aren't getting in here, my boy.
What is it?
Looking the way you do, you're sure to cause nothing but trouble here, boy. And we got enough rabble in the city. We have no use for people without money.
I've got a pass.
Really? And who you kill for that, you cutthroat?
Now, will you let me pass or not?
Well, go on in before I change my mind.
Halt, stranger. I am NotR, Paladin of the King and humble servant of Innos, your lord. Our commander, Lord Hagen, has entrusted me with the task of explaining to all newcomers the new laws which apply to all inhabitants of the city.
Since people have started simply vanishing all over this town, everyone needs to watch out that they don't suffer the same fate.
It's really not my problem.
I have an important message for the leader of the Paladins.
The Honorable Lord Hagen is not receiving anyone. Lord Andre, the commander of the city guard, is responsible for all issues pertaining to the common folk.
Don't say you didn't know that.
It's a bad business.
The townspeople are simply disappearing?
Yes, it seems to be more every day. It's most annoying that the militia have still not been able to discover what's behind these strange occurrences. Small wonder that the town's inhabitants are very wary of strangers
Don't tell
right
me you
now.
didn't know that.
So don't provoke them when you're in town. Understood?
I can't believe that.
That's been known a long time.
That's the first I've heard of it.
Listen, the city is threatened by dragons.
That can't be true.
Just like
Another lunatic. We have enough unrest in the city as it is. And without some dimwit scaring people with fairy tales about dragons. I immediately locked up the last person who was here telling dragon tales and sent him to the Valley of Mines with the prison transport. So mind your tongue. We can't use anyone here who spreads panic among the people.
wouldn't be so sure.
Somebody already reported the dragons here?
Obvious all
Yes.
along.
The fellow's name was Diego. I think so, in any case. I warned him just like
Never would
you.
have thought of that himself.
But the lunatic just wouldn't stop getting on my nerves.
Can't go on like this forever.
I have come to get the Eye of Innos.
The Sacred Eye of Innos.
Nobody ever.
How do you know about that? You're not a member of the Order.
Nobody will learn anything.
A magician told me about it.
I don't know what his motives were when he entrusted one of the secrets of our Order to you. But he certainly didn't mean for you to get your fingers on it.
But
I don't want to hear any more about it. First you start with fairy tales about dragons, and then this. Incredible.
That's the first I've heard of it.
That's all just gossip.
where can I spend the night here?
If you're looking for a place to sleep, go to the hotel directly across from the barracks.
You really believe that?
The Paladins pay for the lodging of all travelers who come to the city. The traveling traders from the marketplace are also lodged there.
You really believe that?
It can't go on like this forever.
Where can I find the commander of the city guard?
Lord Andre can be found in the barracks at the other end of the city.
I've got to go.
Wait! You don't know the new laws of the city yet.
Trouble as it is.
Later.
That doesn't surprise me.
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
Hello, stranger. You must be hungry and thirsty. Perhaps I can interest you in my wares.
I've heard a thing or two.
I never knew that.
I need some money, and I'm looking for work.
I've heard that Bosper has trouble with his suppliers. His shop is right over there. They say he pays pretty well.
I've heard a thing or two.
I was actually on my way to see the Paladins.
Really true.
There's little chance of that. Since the Paladins made themselves at home in the upper end of town, hardly anyone gets in there anymore.
I'm no better off myself.
Can you help me get into the upper quarter?
Quite obvious.
Me? Nah, I don't have much say here myself.
I agree with you
There are a few
completely.
people in the lower city who have enough influence to get you past the guards.
I don't know what to believe.
Mateo, my boss, is one of them. Maybe you should talk to
It's all
him.
just gossip.
Where can I find Mateo?
You're standing right outside his shop. Just go on in. He's practically always there.
We can only wait and see.
What about the other influential citizens?
The merchants and master craftsmen here on the main street are the most important figures in the city. You should try to get accepted by one of them as an apprentice like me. Since I started working for Mateo, the people in the city treat me with respect.
Really didn't deserve that.
What do you have to offer?
At the moment, I don't have much choice. The damned landowner doesn't deliver anymore. And what we get from the small farms isn't enough to meet the demands of the city.
I hardly know what to believe in.
Tell me more about the peasants' revolt.
It's quite simple. NotR, the fat landowner, won't pay any more taxes to the city. Imagine, we're at war with the orcs, and that fat slob wants everything for himself. Normally, the city guard would take firm measures in such cases. But now comes the best part. They say NotR has hired mercenaries to keep the troops from the city off his back. Mercenaries. The whole thing will end in a damn war, as if one war weren't enough.
Believe everything you hear.
What do you know about NotR's mercenaries?
I heard that most of them are former convicts from the mining colony, and their leader's supposed to have been a big shot with the king, a general or something, whom they put away as a traitor. These are terrible times.
I'm not telling you anything new.
Show me your wares.
I knew that would be a problem.
It's a bad business.
Hey, you!
It was just like you said.
All right. Explain the rules of the city to me.
First, the Honorable Paladin Lord Hagen resides in the upper quarter, along with his
Don't
troops.
tell me you didn't know
That is why access to the upper quarter is allowed only to honorable citizens.
Second, the town hall in the upper quarter is now the command post of the Paladins. Only the Paladins themselves and members of the militia have access to it.
I'm not
And
telling you
third,
anything new.
whoever is accused of a crime must exonerate himself with the commander of the militia. Any
You
questions?
hardly know who to believe these days.
I've heard a thing.
How do I become a citizen of the town?
Only those with regular jobs will be considered citizens of the town. But
can't
don't
believe
think that you'll be admitted to Lord Hagen just because you're a citizen of the
Nobody
town.
will learn anything.
As a citizen, you have access to the upper quarter, nothing
my own
more.
opinion about
Only as a member of the militia will you have access to the town
Doesn't
hall.
surprise me.
Where can I find
First I've
work?
heard of it.
You'll have to apply as an apprentice to one of the masters here in the lower part of the city. As soon as a master accepts you,
So
you are a citizen of the town. However, the other masters
Hardly know
must
who to
agree to
believe
it.
these days.
That's the custom here in Corinthus. If you were thinking about looking for work in the Harbor District, forget it.
Is it really true?
The scum of the city live there. Don't even go there. You would regret it.
That's all just gossip.
How do I get to the upper quarter?
Say, are you listening to me at all? You're not a citizen of this town.
That's been known
You
a
can
long
save
time.
yourself the trip. The guards won't let you in. The entire area behind the inner gate is off limits to you.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
How do I get accepted into the militia?
By express command of Lord Hagen, only citizens of the town will be admitted into the militia.
I see.
I can't
If you want to know more, speak to Lord Andre in the
Will
barracks.
it ever change?
What do I have to do to get armor like yours?
What? You aren't even a member of the
Nothing we can
militia.
do about it.
You're not even a citizen. How can you even think of being allowed to wear the armor of a paladin? Only a
Nobody will
few
learn anything
militia
from me.
soldiers, those who have performed extraordinary deeds, have been granted that honor so far. If you want to be
That's
a
all just
paladin,
gossip.
you have a long road ahead of you, my boy.
We can only wait and see.
I
I've
agree
got
with
to
you
go.
completely.
If I hear one more time that you are telling people here about dragons, you will be in
been
big
known a long
trouble.
time.
Do I make myself clear?
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
That was obvious all along.
I knew that would be a problem.
What can I do for you?
What do you know about paladins?
Since these bastards have come to the city, I've had nothing but trouble. The last time I was headed for the upper end of town, The guards flat out stopped me and asked me what was my business there.
And?
Of course they let me in. I had my shop in the city when most of those pompous asses were still chasing pigs with wooden swords. And yesterday, the bastards came and confiscated half of my goods.
The paladin seized your goods.
Everything I had stored in the backyard. They simply posted a guard in front of the entrance to the yard. If I'm lucky, they won't take everything. At least they might leave the armor here.
Can you help me get into the upper quarter?
What? What are you going to do there?
I've got an important message.
Well, well. Have you tried getting past the guards?
I don't see why I should even try.
You're probably right. I don't know how important your message is, and it's none of my business. But even if you told them that a ship full of orcs just anchored in the harbor, they'd send you away, because they have their orders.
So can you help me get into the upper quarter?
It seems to be really important to you. The question is, how important is it to you?
What are you getting at?
I can help you. After all, I'm one of the most influential people here, but it'll cost you.
How exactly can you help me?
Quite simple. I'll use my influence to see to it that one of the master craftsmen here takes you on as an apprentice. As such, you'll practically be a citizen of the city and can enter the upper quarter. Besides which, you'll earn something while you're at it.
What are you selling?
I can offer you everything you need to survive in the wild. Weapons, torches, provisions, even armor. I still have a special piece in stock. Double hardened armor of snapper leather, still unused. Interested?
What are you asking for your help?
100 gold pieces.
You shark.
Take it easy. It isn't your gold I have in mind.
But
In principle, it's my gold. Gritta, the carpenter's niece, hasn't paid what she owes me in ages. But the little brat is constantly running around in new clothes. That means she has the money. I'd like to beat it out of her. But Master Thorben, the carpenter, is also a very influential man. Get me the money and I'll help you.
where can I find this Gritta?
Like I said, she's the carpenter's niece. His house is down the street, the last house on the right before the smithy.
Help me sign on as an apprentice with one of the masters.
One thing at a time. First fulfill your part of the deal and bring me the gold.
Is there another way to get into the upper quarter?
Perhaps. If I think of anything, I'll let you know.
Show me your wares.
Insisted he knew better.
Welcome to my shop, stranger. I am Basper. I craft bows and trade in furs. What brings you to Corinus?
Who says things like that?
Get that from me. So why won't they listen to me?
Really? How interesting.
I need to get into the upper quarter.
Where the paladins are? Forget it. You need to be a respected citizen here, or at least hold a decent job. As a stranger, you stand no chance of getting in.
Got my own opinion about that.
I'm looking for work.
I could use a new apprentice. The last one just gave up his job 2 days ago. Do you know anything about hunting then?
Well,
I could teach you how to skin animals. I'll pay you well for every skin you bring me.
It can't go on like this forever.
why did your apprentice give up his job?
All he said was that it had become too dangerous out there. If you're really interested, then you can ask him yourself. His name is Bartok. He's probably hanging out near Corrigan's Tavern. Go through the underpass from the smithy, then you're headed straight for it.
We can only wait and see.
I want to start as your apprentice.
Before I take you on, I need to know, of course, whether you're any good at all.
What do you want me to do for you?
I will teach you how to skin an animal, and you will bring me, let's say, half a dozen wolf skins. Then I'll know that you have learned your trade. If it doesn't take you forever, and if the skins are in acceptable condition, I will take you on if you like.
Teach me how to skin animals.
Right. Listen, it's quite easy, really. You take a sharp blade and cut open the animal's belly. Then make a few small incisions on the inside of the legs, and you can peel off the skin. Bring me the wolf skins and we shall see.
What if I want to sign on with one of the other masters?
Balderdash. Harrod and Matteo already have apprentices. Constantino the alchemist is a loner, and he hasn't taken an apprentice in years. And as for Thorben, everyone knows he's dead broke. He probably couldn't even pay it. I, on the other hand, am in urgent need of an apprentice, and I pay well too. But no matter where you want to sign on, you need the approval of all other masters from the lower part of town.
That's the first I've heard of it.
Hey. Ah, fresh face. You're not from Corinus, are you? This is not a good time for travelers. Bandits everywhere, no work, and now the farmers have risen up too. What winds have blown you here?
I've heard a thing or two.
I'm looking for work.
Do you know anything about carpentry?
The only thing I can make out of wood is a fire.
And what about locks?
Well...
I'm sorry, but I can't use you if you know nothing about my trade. And I have no money to pay for an apprentice.
What if I want to start an apprenticeship with one of the other masters here?
All right, I shall give you my approval. But you had better get yourself the blessing of the gods first. Say, are you a man of faith?
Yes, a most humble servant, Master Thorben.
Then go to Vatras, the priest of Adanos, and have him give you his blessing. He will tell you where you can find a priest of Innos. You should get his blessing too. Once you have received the blessing of the gods, I shall vote for you.
He never would have thought of that himself.
So, you know a lot about locks.
What good is a fine chest without a fine lock? I make my own locks. That way, I can at least be sure I haven't built my chest that sturdy for nothing. A poorly made lock is easy to break, and there are plenty of thieves about in Corinus, especially lately.
I'm no better off myself.
So why won't they listen to me?
Have you had an apprentice before?
Yes, and not too long ago.
And what happened?
His name is Elvridge. He's my nephew. I was quite pleased with him, actually, but one day he simply didn't show up for work.
Have you reported that to the militia?
Of course I have. They were supposed to catch him and see to it that the lazy bones does his work, but I already regret that. He can do whatever he wants. Sooner or later he'll realize he'll get nowhere in Corinus without a decent job.
Is that so? Where is Elvrich now?
How would I know? He kept hanging around that filthy brothel by the harbor. I wouldn't be surprised if he's still warming the bed of some whore down there.
How long has it been since you saw him?
I guess it must be about 2 weeks.
He doesn't see that. I can't help it.
It can't go on like this forever.
What do you know about the Paladins?
Not much. They arrived by ship 2 weeks ago from the mainland. Since then, they've withdrawn to the upper end of town. Nobody here really knows exactly why they have come. Many are afraid of an attack by the orcs. I suppose, however, that they are here to quell the farmers' rebellion.
Can you teach me how to pick locks?
I don't know whether you can be trusted or not. For all I know, you might be one of those layabouts who only come to town to empty the chests of honest people. I'm not going to teach you anything before I'm convinced that you're an honest fellow.
I've heard a thing or two. I never knew that.
Hey, you, wait. You look familiar to me.
What do you want?
I've seen your face before somewhere, right? Here, we found this picture on some bandits we picked up a few days ago. It looks a lot like you. Apparently, those guys were looking for you.
Gee, I'd never have thought of that myself.
Very funny. What did those guys want from you?
Ask them yourself. You've got them safely locked up, haven't you?
No, they're dead.
I guess we'll never know then.
If you're in some kind of trouble, go talk to Lord Andre. Maybe he can help you. You'll find him in the barracks.
Wait a minute. What do you know about the bandits?
They've all come from that blasted mining colony. But there are several splinter groups. Some are holed up in the mountains, and others have joined up with NotR, the landowner. But it's the bandits outside of town who cause the most problems. They're the reason that none of the merchants venture beyond the city gates now.
Where did the bandits who had my wanted poster come from?
We picked them up near the landowner's place, but they didn't look like NotR's people. I think they're part of a smaller group which is holed up in the mountains near NotR's farm. But if you intend to go there, let me warn you, those cutthroats make short work of everyone.
I'll remember that. How's the situation?
At the moment, it's quiet. Only the bandits outside the city are causing us problems.
What do you want, stranger? If you've come to beg, I must disappoint you. I am a poor widow. My name is Gritta. Ever since my husband died, I have been running the household for my uncle Thorabin.
Matteo sent me. You still owe him some gold.
He wants his money? What for? The goods he delivered were flawed, bad fabric, and bad seams. And did you look at the colors? Those are not the colors I ordered. That's fraud, that is. Let me tell you, back when my husband was alive, he wouldn't have dared to do that. Oh, my poor husband.
And he did not succeed.
Cut it out. Where's the gold?
But I don't have the gold. I'm only a poor widow.
Place in which Enos and Beliar had no power. And in this place, order and chaos were equal.
I'm gonna pay the sum for you.
You would do that for me? Oh, I knew you weren't a greedy bastard like that Matteo.
Yeah, never mind.
Come back once you've taken care of that. I want to show you my gratitude.
Trees as well as animals, wolves as well as sheep. Last of all, arose the human. And Adanos was pleased with what had arisen. He delighted
Hey, you're new in town, huh?
Yes, and what about you?
I've come from the mainland, and now I'm hanging around here. I'm almost out of gold, so all I can do now is join the militia, I guess. But I don't want to do that. I won't be slaughtered by those orcs on the king's behalf.
Believe everything you hear.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
Wouldn't be so sure.
What can you tell me about the militia?
One of the paladins is taken. He's trying to mobilize half the... But you need to be a citizen of the town. As far as I know, if you're not a citizen...
You listened to the wrong people.
Has anything exciting happened?
You could say that. They robbed Bosper the bowmaker. What a brazen thing to do, I tell you. The fellow just... And Bosper right after him, hollering, "Stop right there, you rogue!" But the...
But no, he insisted he knew better.
Don't say you didn't know that.
I'm no better off myself.
We can only wait and see.
Has anything exciting happened?
Oh well, all's quiet. I suppose that when the orcs come, you can't fail to notice.
That's all just gossip.
What else can you tell me?
He has taken over the position of judge as well. If you cause any trouble in this town, you're gonna have to answer to him. I was once in a brawl with us. He went crying to Lord Andre and ratted me out. That little matter cost me 50 gold pieces. I was lucky that it happened at night, or others would have witnessed it. The more people complain about you in this town, the higher your penalty will be.
Who did you fight with?
With a fellow named Valentino.
Tell me you didn't know
He often hangs out in the tavern near the temple. I'm not usually a violent person, but that guy needed his face rearranged in the worst way.
Where did you pick that up?
Has anything
Oh well, all...
I agree with you completely.
It's the first I've heard.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
Here's your 100 gold pieces.
You want to pay for her? I'd have preferred it if you'd squeezed it out of her. Still, 100 gold pieces is 100 gold pieces. You've held up your part of the deal.
Help me sign on as an apprentice with one of the masters.
Don't worry, I'll keep my part of the bargain. The other masters will only hear the best about you from me.
Where could I sign on as an apprentice then?
Basically, with any master, that would be Harrod the Smith, Bosper the Bowmaker, Thorben the Carpenter, or Constantino the Alchemist. One of them is bound to take you on. But it's important.
How do I get the approval of the other masters?
You just have to convince them. Go and talk to them. But if more than one of them is against you, you don't stand a chance. So behave yourself.
Why don't you?
I would. I just read.
It's a bad business.
Hey! I'm looking for work.
I could use a new apprentice. Brian will have finished his apprenticeship soon, and then he'll leave the city. Are you good for anything?
If you mean, do I know blacksmith's work?
No, that's not what I meant. Sooner or later, the orcs are going to lay siege to the city, and then the only men who will count will be those who are in a position to defend our city. And I won't take on anyone as an apprentice who will disgrace me by fleeing the city with the women and the good-for-nothings, instead of holding the fort here with the men.
When can I start as your apprentice?
Not before you've proven to me that you're good for something.
I'm not a good-for-nothing.
Those are big words. Can you back them up with big deeds?
What are you getting at?
Bring me an orc's weapon. Orcs have been seen near the city. With a bit of luck, you won't have to search for long. If you manage to bring one down, I'll take you on as an apprentice. Provided the other masters agree.
Can I sign on as an apprentice with a different master?
The other masters may well approve, but I will only give you my approval when you first prove that you're good for something.
Let's talk again about that orc thing.
What?
Your orc is as good as dead.
Good. Then stop wasting your breath and let your deeds speak for themselves.
I've got the orc weapon you wanted.
Show me. It's been a while since I've had a weapon like this in my hands. I was a soldier back in the Orc War. Those were tough times, I can tell you. I didn't think you could do it. I'm impressed.
Can I sign on as an apprentice with a different master?
You're a good man. I'll give you my approval. Brian will still be here for a while, and a strong lad to take his place will turn up in time.
Do you sell weapons too?
Forget it. I have a commission for 100 swords from Lord Hagen. He wants to equip the city guard.
New in the city, huh? I'm Brian. I'm Master Harrod's apprentice.
What's it like to be?
Why do you?
Maybe.
Why not? I'm almost done with my apprenticeship, and then I'm gonna leave the city. But not because...
Why do you want?
Because the people here are getting on my nerves above all the other masters. I still remember what a fuss it was getting accepted as an apprentice with Harrod. Really, every one of them jokers had something to say about it. I want to decide for myself who I can or can't take as an apprentice.
That's all just gossip.
Who are the other masters?
Well, there's Thorben the carpenter, Bosper the bowmaker, Constantino the alchemist, and Matteo. He sells armor, but first of all, he's a merchant. All the masters have their houses here on the street. And Constantino's shop is in the underpass to the temple.
That's really not my problem.
Tell me more.
He's not in a very good... A few days ago, they've even for... Now he's slave.
You listen to the wrong people.
Can I?
Not really. The weapons, but if it has...
What?
I can sell you...
Can you...
Wait and see. There's nothing you can do about it.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
And the sea released the land, and there arose creatures and trees, as well as animals, wolves, as well as sheep. Last of all, arose the human.
What do you want? I'm not giving anything away.
I'm looking to become an apprentice.
Really? And with whom are you going to sign up?
I want to sign up with you as an apprentice.
With me? No! I have already had the dubious pleasure once of grappling with an apprentice. That's quite enough for me. I invested several years in his education, and in the end, the poor fool up and poisoned himself. Go sign up with one of the other masters.
What will I have to do to become your apprentice?
I couldn't bear yet another dilettante on my conscience. There is a multitude of herbs out there. Used in different variations, they develop the most diverse effects. You probably don't even know half of them. Here. This is a list of the most important plants. Bring me a plant of each kind, and I might reconsider taking you in as an apprentice.
About the plants.
If you cannot handle that by yourself, you won't be any good as an alchemist either.
I see.
And so he bade Enos to leave a part of his... Adanos be with you.
Who are you?
I am Vatras, a servant of Adanos, the guardian of the divine and earthly equilibrium. What can I do for you?
Here, I've got a letter for you.
For me? Indeed. This is an important message you're bringing me. I wonder how you got hold of this letter.
I got it from Cavalorn, the hunter.
Cavalorn? Where is he?
He told me to tell you he couldn't make it and is headed for the meeting point, whatever he meant by that.
I see that you have gained Cavalorn's trust. That speaks in your favor.
Tell me about the Ring of Water.
And why would I do that?
Cavalorn sent me to you.
And what did he tell you?
He said you're in dire need of more good people.
Aha. So, you want to join us, son?
I'm asking your blessing.
Why should I give you my blessing, stranger?
I want to start an apprenticeship with one of the masters in the lower part of town.
Go with the blessing of Adanos, my son.
Can you teach me something about magic?
Only the chosen of Innos and the chosen of Adanos are permitted to work rune magic. But common mortals can also work magic with the help of spell scrolls. I can show you how you can channel and expand your magic powers.
Where can I find a priest of Innos?
The best thing would be to look around the marketplace. You will find an emissary of the monastery there.
Tell me about the Ring of Water.
And why would I do that?
I want to join the Ring of Water.
You do? Well, that means you have already fulfilled the first requirement.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, there must be someone among us who trusts you. Otherwise, you wouldn't even know about it. But I know nothing about you at all.
What do you want to know?
Well, you could tell me where you come from and why you have come to the city.
I carry an important message for the leader of the Paladins.
What is this message?
A large army is gathering as we talk, led by dragons and determined to conquer the country.
Dragons? You speak of beings which until now have only been mentioned in legends. How do you know this?
Zardos, the magician, told me. He sent me to warn the paladins.
The necromancer. So he lives, and he sent you. Who are you really?
That's just what I said.
I'm a former convict from the penal colony of Corinus.
Good. Let us summarize. You are a former prisoner who has been told by Zardas, the necromancer, that dragons have come to conquer the country, and you have come to report this to the paladins. That all sounds rather fantastic, but I cannot perceive that you are lying to me. Therefore, I must assume that your motives are honorable. I want to give you a chance to join the Ring of Water.
Tell me about the Ring of Water.
Since you are not yet a member of our community, I cannot tell you everything, of course. But I shall tell you what I may.
Who are the members of the Ring of Water, then?
I cannot tell you that until you join the ring. But you will certainly have met some of them by that time.
Where are the other water mages?
They are exploring the ruins of an old culture northeast of Corinus. We suspect that those ruins might contain a passage to a part.
Tell me more about that uncharted area.
If you're interested in joining the expedition, I could send you to Satyrus with a letter. You can only participate, of course, as long as you're one of us.
Of course. What exactly is it that you do?
We stand between the Order of Innos and the chaos of Beliar. If one of the two sides should gain the upper hand, it will mean either total loss of freedom or deadly chaos. Therefore, we guard the balance between the two. That's what makes life in this world possible for all.
And what does that mean in concrete terms?
The fall of the barrier has evoked numerous threats. The bandits are probably the most obvious one. Not only has it become all but impossible to travel the island without being attacked, there's someone in town, too, who supports the bandits. We have found out that the bandits receive regular deliveries from a weapons merchant in Corinus. We try to find such people and keep them from endangering the city. If you can find out anything about this, let me know.
Is there anything that could help me with my search?
You're very persistent, young man. But I actually can think of something that could make your tasks easier for you. I shall give you this ore amulet. You'll certainly be able to use it. It is an amulet of the searching will-o'-the-wisps. There are only very few of them. The will-o'-the-wisp that inhabits this amulet has very special properties. It can help you find things that normally elude the naked eye. You summon it by simply wearing the amulet. If it loses its power, or you cannot find it, simply put on the amulet again and it will reappear. The will-o'-the-wisp can detect weapons. It could be very helpful to you in investigating the weapons deliveries to the bandits. Treat it well, and it will never fail you.
A will-o'-the-wisp in an amulet?
Will-o'-the-wisps they are bound to the magical ore. I'm not surprised that you've never heard of the will-o'-the-wisps living in the wild. There is no way to help those.
Can the will-o'-the-wisp do more than that?
More than look for close combat weapons? Not unless you teach it. I think Riordian knows how to teach these. Perhaps he can tell you more.
Thank you. I shall take good care of it. What?
Know that I do not let just. If you want to join the.
And that means.
Before we let a young man join our. Only then can I begin to.
I have vanquished the sleeper. Isn't that a great enough?
My ears hear, including the story. I have not. That confuses me.
I have free.
Even if you can. The great event in the. All the criminals of. The bandits have already taken.
So what would be an appropriate deed that might convince you?
Corinus is facing a great enigma these days. The number of people missing from the town seems to increase almost daily. If you can explain to me what happened to them, you shall have your place within the ring of water. However,
yes?
You should take your message to the paladins first. I consider it a matter of utmost importance. Talk to Lord Hagen. Wait, I'd like you to do me a little favor. Go down to the harbor. You'll find a man there named Laris. Give him this ornament and tell him that it needs to be returned. He'll know what to do with it.
That'll only cause more trouble.
Really, how interesting.
Could have told you that before.
Let's
That's not where my husband thinks.
That was obvious all along. I can't help him. Let's wait.
Who says things like that?
Nobody will learn in a long time.
He can't keep anything to himself.
Is it really bad business?
Who says things like that?
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
I must be crazy. What are you doing here?
Hey, Laris, you old scoundrel, how did you get here?
I was able to escape to the Valley of Mines just in time, together with Lee and some of the other boys. You remember Lee, don't you?
Of course I remember Lee.
I got out of the colony with him then, just after the barrier was destroyed. He and his boys are now on the farm of NotR, the landowner. He made a deal with the farmer. He and his boys defend the farm, and NotR feeds them in return.
I must talk to the paladins, by any means.
What do you want from them?
They've got a powerful amulet, the Eye of Innos. I must have it.
And you think they'll give it to you? You'll never get into the upper end of town.
I'll find a way somehow.
Sure, if you want to ingratiate yourself with the citizens or play errand boy for the militia.
Vatras sent me. He told me to come to you when I needed help.
So you've already been to see Vatras? Otherwise, he certainly wouldn't have volunteered my name. Tell me what you need.
Vatras gave me this ornament to bring.
Of course. I'll have to walk half.
I can take.
Only I can't leave.
What exactly do you do here at the harbor?
I can't talk about that. Vatras.
About. Tell me what.
At first we, but not to everyone's.
Is it the. Do you know what?
Nobody.
Vat.
I can, and I'm. But the which.
The fire magicians.
I bet Vatras didn't foresee that, or he wouldn't have sent you to me. Joining the monastery is expensive. Those boys won't even let you in unless you pay them, and the only one who could do anything about that is Vatras himself.
So what?
I've got this little agreement.
What kind of an agreement?
We work for them.
You're talking about...
You've heard of it?
Vatra.
You might have. The ring, but this only... So keep...
Sure. Tell me more about Lee and his mercenary.
What do you want to know?
How do I...
It's
Why aren't you...
But...
What
It's on the open, but that could...
Why?
You'd better...
Can you teach me?
Sure. I can help you be...
Teach me something.
Good. Your strength has increased.
How's it going?
You're not from around here, are you? Never mind. Neither am I.
Where did you hang around before?
In the woods, hunting scavengers and wolves, together with some hunters. I gave it up. These are dangerous times.
Where can I...
We had our camp... There you...
Boss?
Yeah.
Can you... I want to be...
Okay.
So... Where does one...
Somewhere...
Didn't...
No. I hope he didn't. I'm afraid. I don't...
Why don't we...
Do you...
Yes.
All right, but that's a fair...
Here they... Can I get a drink here?
If you have gold,
Tell me.
I heard even take a piece pounds per though.
And how's business go?
Hardly.
What?
What?
What? You...
Yep.
Show me a...
He'd better shut up.
Due to the general situation, the forest and wilderness near the city are to be avoided for your own protection. Furthermore, any contact with the rebelling peasantry in the surrounding areas is strictly forbidden.
Hey,
Innos be with you straight, but I'm warning you.
just a moment. Do I look...
About himself. You won't be...
As if I didn't have enough problems.
Somebody's...
I can't prove it. He's been hanging around. Only... I'd have gone about it differently.
I could get your gold...
Oh, and...
He can't keep anything to himself.
Don't tell me.
Well, that
You've got the wrong man. If you want to...
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
I'm for...
He never would have thought of that himself.
How much?
50 gold pieces.
I'll see what I can do.
Be careful. Lately, think of.
I shall.
Bad times.
That's not. Yes, how?
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
I've got to be on my way.
That's all.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following
Hey, you.
is hereby
I am
enacted.
Every
martial law is immediately declared.
Tell me
in
more.
all
It's
cities
got
and
because
regions
of
the
even
realm.
the animals. They're
All
venturing.
civilian judges are to hand over their
Do you know
duties to
anything
royal
about the?
paladins,
Yes.
effective
Well, you can.
immediately.
They've helped themselves in
The
return.
Honorable Lord Andre is commanded to punish
Where do you?
every
Harad, the
crime
smith.
or
Now
act of
all he does. He
resistance
works for
against
those
the
guys.
king's
All I
guard
can offer.
most severely.
What do you know about?
I have seen many pets, some of those who came, but what happened? There was this fellow. He claimed that I haven't seen. I reported this, but Lord Andre.
Nothing surprises me anymore.
What do I know about them? They robbed me on my way to the city, and I'm not the only one. The militia tried to.
I'd have gone.
Do you know the fellow's name is? Do you know where he patrolled?
That's really not my.
See? That wasn't so hard.
Where did they hold you up? Near Akhil's farm.
Nobody ever asks me here.
I'll deal. What? How much is the matter worth to you? That's a dangerous. Well, it's all right with me. Show me.
Never knew that.
I could have told you that before.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus.
How strange. Well, great are the mysteries of time and space.
Put down that weapon. See? That wasn't so hard.
I have not even greeted you yet. Welcome, friend.
Everyone is to begin
Take a
training
seat
in
on
the
my
skills of
humble
combat
rugs and
language
enjoy a
and
pipe
to
in
arm
peace.
himself appropriately.
Nothing's ever going to change that.
He doesn't see that.
Put down that weapon. See? That wasn't.
Who are you?
My name is Abu Jin ibn Jadir ibn Omar Khalid bin Haji al-Sharidi. I am a seer and a prophet, an astrologer and a purveyor of tobacco.
You listen to the wrong people.
What kind of tobacco do you offer?
My pipes are filled with spicy, refreshing apple tobacco. Help yourself whenever you want, son of adventure.
Is it really true?
Do you have other tobacco as well?
I offer only the very best tobacco.
That's nothing.
This apple blend is a symphony from my homeland, the Southern Isles. But of course, I'm always open to trying a different sort of tobacco. If somebody should succeed in producing a really good tobacco.
How's that done?
Start with my apple tobacco as a basis.
I never knew that.
And then try combining it with another ingredient. This is done at an alchemist's bench, provided you know the essentials of alchemy.
He should have known better.
Where can I get?
I shall give you 2 portions. It is up to you in your wisdom. If you crave more, then direct your steps toward Zuris, the master of potions. He produces this tobacco, and he sells it too.
Can you make me a prophecy?
My services are yours for a modest fee. Oh, father of generosity.
How much do you want?
For a paltry 25 coins. I shall risk a glance through time for you. But remember, the future is always uncertain. All I can do is glimpse some fragments of time.
Nothing surprises me anymore.
Tell me about the future.
All right, seeker of knowledge. I shall now enter a state of trance. Are you ready? Orcs. They are guarding an entry, an old tunnel, the Valley of Mines. Men in shining armor. A magician. Your friend is with them. He is waiting for you. Fire! An attack! A mighty creature. The flames, many,
shall die. What is that? A city. Ruins. Quarholdron in Jakandar. He is summoned. Quarholdron in Jakandar. I'm sorry. Division is over. There's nothing more I can see.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit
You still
order of
owe
the
me a
Honorable Lord
favor.
Hagen, the
It is
following
time. What do you
decree
want?
is hereby
I want my old
enacted.
stall in the
By reason
marketplace
of the
back.
imminent danger
Sarah
of an
snatched
attack
it
by
away from
orcs,
me, but she has had that
inhabitant of the
spot
city
long
is to
enough.
prepare
I want her to
himself
give up the
accordingly.
stall.
Everyone
And what's
is to
my
begin
part in this?
training in the
I will
skills of
give you a letter
combat
to stick in her
immediately,
pocket.
and to arm
Then you
himself
go to
appropriately.
Andre and tell him that Sarah is selling weapons to NotR. She lands in prison, you pocket the bounty, and I get the stall. You have 2 days to accomplish this.
All right, looks...
You're a clever lad.
How am I supposed...
Let her show you her wares, and while she does, you hide the letter on her. And bear in mind, I am an influential man in the city, so don't try to play me for a fool.
Show me your...
Take your pick.
I've got to go.
Suit yourself.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. The security measures for the protection of the upper quarter will be further strengthened. The guards on the gate are ordered to interpret the law in the strictest sense in order to prevent unauthorized entry.
I won't tell her a thing from now on.
Hey, you!
You listened to the wrong people.
Jorah said...
Damn it! I'm out of here!
Wait a minute.
He never would have thought of that
Wait a
himself.
minute.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
I'd have gone about it differently.
Wait a minute.
Innos be with you, stranger. What brings you to me?
I've got it.
Well, you stand before...
It's about a sacred...
The Eye of Innos. If there truly is...
That's why I...
Lord Hagen... It is beneath his...
I've come to collect the bounty for a criminal. Canthar the merchant is trying to get rid of Sarah.
Sarah? The weapons merchant in the marketplace?
I was supposed to foist a letter on Sarah, which claimed that she's supplying weapons to NotR.
I see. I shall gladly pay the bounty for that bastard. He is already as good as behind bars.
Hey, what do you want from me? Huh?
You stole from Jorah in broad daylight, and he even saw you do it. So I've come to tell you that you're a lousy thief, and that... You had better hand over Jorah's gold now.
Here's the dough, man! But now let me go! I'll never do it again!
I should...
What else do you...
Why would I want to do that?
In the city, it's always good to know the right people and to stay on their good side. I could put in a good word for you. I can't and won't say more. The rest is up to you.
Get lost.
Oh, you won't regret this.
I've come...
Will it ever change?
That's not what my husband thinks.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
What?
Yeah, just we still have.
What?
Put away that weapon, smart.
About... Yes, how's it...
I'm still working.
Then see to it that you get my gold.
About the...
Yes, how's it going? Have you caught him? And much more importantly, do you have my gold?
He got away.
And what about my gold? Did he get away?
That's what I've always said.
Here's the 50 gold pieces he stole from you.
Innos be praised.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
If it's gold now.
I won't tell her a thing from now on.
I've got to be on my way.
He simply talks too much.
He simply talks too much.
Everybody knows by now.
I'm Zurus, master of potions. Do you need an essence of healing or a magic elixir?
That's not what I heard.
Do you
No. If you're interested, but he's too... He always...
With my own eyes.
Where exactly does Constantino get...
He always goes through the eastern city gate here, and he once told me that just about everything grows...
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
Has Constantino ever told you where to find King Sorrel?
I once heard him say that the stuff grows near stone circles, near Lobart's farm. That's a farm near the other gate. I think it's on a hill.
Show me your wares.
You don't say. Who says things like that?
Someone's gonna do the work. That's not what I heard. You don't say. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
What do you want here? Go!
Get out of here! Yeah,
Smart
get
kid.
out.
He had better shut up.
Go away, don't tell me that.
What can I do for you? Do you want to direct a prayer to our...
That's not what I heard.
I've come to get your blessing.
That's good. That's good. Then you will probably want to...
Actually, I wanted your blessing so I can sign on as an apprentice in the lower part of town.
But my son, how else can I be certain of your good...
Go away, don't tell me that.
Someone's gonna do the work, and it's gonna get even worse.
So,
Well... You have more than 100 gold pieces. The church accepts your generous... I bless you in...
Someone's gotta do the work.
That's terrible.
where do you...
I come...
He simply talks too much.
Tell...
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
Tell...
Can't keep anything to himself.
These are bad times.
But
Can't keep anything to himself.
what's your business here?
Smart
Yeah,
kid.
get out!
See? That wasn't so hard.
You don't say.
That's not what I heard.
I can't take care of everything for everyone.
When Enos beheld what Beliar had done, he also bestrode the land and
Do you know anything?
Rumor ha... Oh.
How about your approval, Master?
Has Vatras given you his blessing?
Yes.
And did you also get the blessing of a priest of Innos?
Yes, I did.
Then you shall have my blessing as well. No matter what path you decide to take pride in doing a good job, my boy.
Can you teach me...
You have paid grit. However, I cannot do...
How much do you charge?
200...
Maybe later.